This is Larry the Barber Man, and today I'm at the Irish Barber Expo 2018. I'm here with Jay Majors of the CT Barber Expo. We're going to have a little catch-up stroke debrief on the show in 2018, which I had the pleasure and privilege of attending. So, Jay, your show 2018, through my eyes, it was bigger, it was better, it was better organised, you had better education. Tell me in your words about all of these things, your numbers, the education, additional stages.
Yeah, this year was amazing. We had the Share educational stage on the showroom floor. You know, one thing that stands out more than anything this particular event was the energy, the love, and the passion that was in the room this year. The vibes were just amazing. There was a lot of, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a younger generation of barbers there. There was a lot of students, there was a lot of guys that are just getting on the scene, and my vendors did phenomenal. I just think it was all around, you know, I'm really grateful and humbled that it was a great event this year.
So I noticed that you had 2 more new stages. What was going on those stages?
Well, you know, education is very important, and I started Connecticut Barber Expo as a barber battle, and that was my only excuse to get barbers through the door, because barbers are competitive people, and a lot of barbers, especially the old school barber, doesn't think they need further education. I know everything, my fades are the best, I've been cutting hair for 20 years, I don't need that. Well, I beg to differ, you know, because the way that the industry is growing, if you don't learn, you're going to stay behind. You're going to get left behind. So I want to enforce a lot of education at the show for years to come, because education is priceless. So those gems that barbers come and attend my show and get the free education on the showroom floor, as well as buying education, they take that to the shop and they prosper more and they do better, you know. And I think that's what it's all about, is just cultivating this beautiful brand that I have at Connecticut Barber Expo and teaching others. We did 840 seats in that education showroom. We sold out 3 weeks prior to the show. People were so mad at me. So that's why I added Share came to me. My good friends, Troy and Ty and his wife came to me, and Courtney, they're great people. And they said, Jay, we want to get more education. So we did a separate educational stage.
No, I have to say that, you know, the structure and the ordering, you've got, you know, the ringmaster, Ivan Zoo, keeping everything together. Anything that's missed out, Ivan fills the pieces. I mean, it's a phenomenal educational stage and platform and arena for barbers, as you quite rightly said, who want to learn. You know, it's a continuous educational thing. And overall numbers, what was the overall number count this year?
We're still waiting to get counts from the walk up through the door, but we're somewhere in the terms of 9,000 people in and out throughout the day. So that was big. I think having Rick Ross there was a big draw. You know, a lot of people wanted to see him. He supports barbers. He's kind of the guy that in the urban market made this beard thing. You know, kind of a lot of the urban guys started getting their beards because of Rick Ross. They called the Rick Ross beard, you know. So that was pretty big to have him there, you know.
Okay, so with 9,000 people walking through the doors, all of those barbers, vendors with barbering products, you know, it's pretty much like, I don't know how you term it. It's almost like being a vendor there, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah,
you can't
basically.
go wrong.
Yeah, we had a lot of cosmetologists come out this year. You know, I like to think that my show is a stylist-friendly event. You know, where they could, because at the end of the day, the gap between barbering and cosmetology is big. You know, we have Babyliss as one of our main sponsors, and their thing is barberology. And barberology is the merging of barbering and cosmetology. So us barbers are using color techniques. We're getting rid of gray hairs, we're enhancing, and the stylists want to learn how to fade from us. So we share our knowledge together. And that's good. If we grow together, I think we can learn a lot from one another.
Okay, so when you say cosmetologists were there this year, they was attending to gain education from the barbers. They wasn't necessarily, you know, showing weaves and extension. They were coming to learn from the barbers.
Come to learn from us. And we had the best of both worlds competition. So the best of both worlds was one cosmetologist, one barber competing on one model. So they had to do some blow drying or some styling or some pre-color. and the barbers did the fading, and they worked together hand in hand. It was one of my favorite competitions so far. Well, you know, I don't believe any event's seamless. It's being a professional, I've learned over the years to make it look seamless. There's so much more that I have to improve on as an organizer, but every year it gets better. I always say it takes you 3 years to learn a venue. This was my 3rd year at that venue. Now I know the venue. So now that I know how to operate with the venue, the facilities and the people that work there, then I could pre-game and organize the event. My biggest thing that makes Connecticut Barber Expo successful is having it organized before the doors open and expect the unexpected. Because there's always going to be something that happens, like somebody broke a camera on one of my education streams. So we had to get a backup camera, which I already had on hand. So therefore we were able to film the education stage and have live feed. So you never know what's going to happen at a live event. So it's all about the organization you put leading up to the event. I'm already doing that. I think that venue, I only use 1.5 rooms. There's 3 rooms for me to use in the exhibit hall. We could use the upstairs. There's the hotel next door that's trying to sell me space. So it's really good. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, and that's my hometown, and that's where I was born. And it's good to bring economy back into my city. It's kind of like an oxymoron, right? Because Las Vegas was a desert, and people came into Las Vegas and built these casinos and brought people to Las Vegas. And Connecticut is like a deserted area, and I built the CT Barber Expo and brought people into Connecticut. So with Las Vegas now being a destination place and people want to go party and have a good time, everyone wants an excuse to go to Las Vegas. I have a lot of West Coast support, and Jackie's a good friend of mine, the whole money team, and I've done activities with her, Floyd Mayweather, in the past. And I said, you know what, let me do something for my West Coast supporters about 6 months after my show, and let's see where it goes from there. You know, everything I've touched seemed to turn to gold, thank God. I like to say I do things with passion, and that's why. So Jackie's a passionate person. We teamed up, and we're ready to get back to the West Coast and have some fun in Las Vegas. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's going to be like a CT Barber Expo on the West Coast. I don't think it's going to be as big the first year or two because it takes time to grow. But, you know, I'm trying to get a lot of the people that just can't afford to fly out to Connecticut. And it's about, what, 4-hour drive from Los Angeles to Las Vegas?
4 hours.
About 4 hours.
Yeah.
Next year's Connecticut Barber Expo will be a 2-day event. Saturday night pre-party. Sunday we're going to do education in the morning. That education is going to be themed towards something. That education might be business structure, online booking, and maybe fading. Then the day 2 is going to be shear work, you know, anything involving scissors, styling, and more European. So day 1 might be US, day 2 might be European education. So I'm going to bring the guys from the UK, I want to bring the guys from Ireland, and it's going to be, you know, the best of both worlds educational seminar. And we're doing student battles on Monday. To do a 2-day event, you need a lot of people there. My numbers were so good this year that I said I could spread it out a little bit. But I think that people are flying into Connecticut, and just by only giving them a 1-day event, they're still so excited the next day and they just leave. So I just want to kind of keep them one more day and let them see what we really do at the Connecticut Barber Expo. It's going to be September 30th. It's going to be at South Point Casinos, which is a great family facility. There's an IMAX movie theater there, bowling alley, so it's definitely a family-friendly event. You know, it's going to be set up just like the CT Barber Expo, education in the morning, kicking off the battle at 1:32 p.m. There's plenty of food there, drinks. It's going to be a great event. You can buy the tickets on lvbarberexpo.com. Once again, that's lvbarberexpo.com. We have competitions, vendors, and sponsorships still available. The South Point, the reason why we chose the South Point is the strip itself is really party, you know, it's really based around the party. And it's also, there's no parking. South Point offers free parking. There's hundreds and hundreds of parking spaces. They also offer, the hotel amenities are affordable. They just remodeled the place. There's tons of restaurants. You know, it's a hidden gem in Las Vegas. And they have a beautiful convention center. There's horses there. Like, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff for the family. So